Good evening, everybody. Give me a second. I'm going to send out my tweet.
Hello, everybody. Which one's which?
The one that was up here was mine.
Yeah, but which one was that?
Right here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, just give me a quick second, guys. You're just not waiting, are you?
Well, I'm just might as well get these mushrooms.
Okay. Let's see here. There we go. There we go! I like that one.
What?
I just like finding silly Last of Us gifs and putting it on the Mario or on the Mario tweet.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I mean that's one of the things that's gonna happen tonight. I know some people are so excited for that. All right. Oh, and actually, let's check this out. So, Geek News Movie Night. What's the results so far? Oh my gosh! Wow, Shay has a lot of love.
Really?
With the Geek News crew, yeah, because she is very clearly winning right now in the Geek News Movie Night poll. Her suggestion, Home Alone, is kicking all our butts. So,
I'm sure.
yeah. Okay, and let me go ahead and just let everybody at the Discord know. Okay.
What did you suggest? I forgot.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh.
Basically, I went the so the funny thing is that Shay suggested Home Alone, but as a backup, she also had Jingle All the Way, and I had the same thing. So basically, I let her. So she took Home Alone, and I took Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
Because I kept that as a just in case. Or actually, no. I actually was going to do it first, and then my backup was Home Alone, just in case it got brought up. Okay. Really quick.
Oh yeah, didn't Alex chose Die Hard or something?
Nope.
Oh, for some reason I thought he did.
No, I thought he was going to, but he actually chose National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Let people get here.
What?
I found this one. I found a bunch of like silly Last of Us gifs. And this one is basically putting on the salt. So for the record, guys, Andrea has decided to be a good sport.
What, people wanted you to?
I said very clearly, if people want me to do this, I'm not doing it if Andrea doesn't approve. Because, you know, I know that, like, you get kind of tired of us ripping the Last of Us Part 2. So, let's see. Really quick, though, I want to get the... I want to get the nominees really fast because I want to make sure I have all the nominations that it has. But hey, I got Vindication today, so it doesn't even matter. You can go ahead and start, hon.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Vindication. So here's the full story that I didn't know that I was trying to tell you. So Jeff Keighley put up the Player's Voice Award, which is basically like the Viewer's Choice Award of the best game.
Yeah.
And amongst the candidates, it was pretty much the same as the Game of the Year, I want to say. And it was the final round, and at that point, for a while, Last of Us Part 2 was leading. And then Neil Druckmann opened his noise hole and basically tried to make fun of the trolls. And say, like, oh, for every person who votes Last of Us Part 2, a troll loses his caps lock button. Okay, he puts that out on Twitter. Instantly, almost instantly, Ghost of Tsushima is in the lead. And in fact, wins the Player Voice Award. So I could die a happy man. That award at least got kind of shoved in his face. And I love the fact that he even he deleted the tweet, and he said, you know, I was trying to be smug and all that, but that was too far. My bad. And it's like, no, you don't get to take it. There are no take-backsies in the world of Twitter. We've all learned this. No take-backsies. You can't do that. And how do we know that you can't do that? Because you lost! Look, I'm going to be discussing this tonight, but the bottom line is, there's nothing I can do about it. I am only just making my argument about why this game does not deserve a single award it's nominated for. And so, and you guys have asked me to elaborate, probably because somebody wants to gotcha me or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So, while Andrea's playing, here's what the plan is. I'm going to go over each award and tell you specifically why Last of Us Part 2 does not deserve that award. And also, who does. See, for as much as Andrea is going to be like, oh crap, it's going to be railing on Last of Us Part 2. Actually, no. What I want to do also is I want to applaud those who truly deserve it. And it's not just going to be Ghost of Tsushima, although you have agreed. Like, you have agreed that Ghost is pretty dang good.
Well, yeah.
But I'm also going to bring up like why Doom Eternal should win some of those awards, because Doom Eternal was, I believe, in the development. I believe it was in the development process a lot less, or a lot quicker than Last of Us Part 2, and still came out a superior game. So I'm gonna do that, but I'm also gonna say, like, the only one I can't really do much input on is Hades. I've played a little bit of Hades, and I don't want to sell that game short. So I'm going to basically say, like, I just don't know anything about Hades, and move on, kind of thing. Not move on, but I'm not going to oversell it or undersell it. I will wait to hold judgment on it. But trust me, what I've played of it, I love it. It's really like Diablo for Switch, as far as I'm concerned. So it's not Diablo for Switch, but you get what I mean. Like, it's a Diablo game on Switch, as well as other platforms. Well, I'm playing on Switch, damn it. But yeah, I was so happy to see that the Player's Voice Award got just shoved in Neil Druckmann's face. You guys have no idea how happy that made me. And it was his fault. He decided to be a smug little bastard.
Keep missing the overshoot no to the left.
He decided to be a smug little bastard, and Twitter repaid him for it. So, Twitter, you did good. It's one of the few times I can actually say you did good, but man, you did good. So I guess let's go ahead and go into this. Well, since you're still working on getting through this level, I might actually have you take on multiple levels if that's okay.
Okay.
Just so I can make sure I get these points done as best I can. Which I have no problem. I love that occasionally I get like, you just don't want the woman to play. Fucking kidding me?
Is that what people are saying?
I've had a few people say that, yeah. Like when we played last time, and when what was the stream? It was Wonder Boy, I think. It was when you played the Dragon's Trap, and I made some snide comment about like, you're not doing it right, or I don't even think it was that. I think it was more along the lines of, I was just sharing my experience of when I played the game, and somebody took that as, you don't like your whammons.
What?
So for that person, I want to say exclusively, get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. What? Because I'm a hateful person. Right.
Okay.
Right, whatever. So I am going to avoid Game of the Year for right now. Because I'm hoping that through going through all of these other reasonings, that I will properly explain like why, because of all of these other reasons, why it doesn't deserve Game of the Year. So let's see, which one do I want to start with? Should I just go from the bottom? Probably. It has so many freaking awards. I'm going to be talking a while. That's what I'm saying. Like, you might actually have to play a little bit so I can do this proper. Games for Impact. Nah, this one didn't get it. No. Best Indie. Best Indie, guaranteed Hades is taking that. Best Mobile Game, that's definitely going to Among Us. Best Community Game, I would say Fall Guys, probably. VR, AR, Best Action. That's not this one.
So cool.
Action Adventure. Is it in here? Yes, it is. I'm also going to have a little bit of a rant on another thing that needs to change in the Game Awards. Just saying. Let's see. Best... Well, it definitely wasn't up for a fantasy game. Let's start from the bottom, shall we? Like, some of the later awards that'll probably show up first. Now, for all the naysayers out there, if you don't like what I'm saying, well, first of all, First Amendment, I'm allowed to say that, and you're allowed to disagree with it. And I'm happy that you do, because that's how the process works. It also works when I exercise my freedom to express myself and say, if you want to sit there and call me a fat ass or whatever on Twitter, you make yourself look like a dick, not me. But here's the thing. You're going to win anyway, so what does it matter what I say?
Who's gonna win?
I'm pretty sure Last of Us is going to walk away just like it did with the Golden Joystick Awards and take all of these. And that's why I'm saying this. Like, this is why I don't think it deserves that. And for those who do not think I have any shred of experience with the game or anything like that, I am once again going to point in the direction of our Last of Us Part 2 playthrough, which was donated, and thank you to that person who donated, and also is very happy that he didn't buy the game for himself. But for those who want to say we didn't play it, bam! I will try to find a link too, so you guys can get the first video of us playing The Last of Us Part 2, because Andrea can attest, she was there, we played it, right?
Yeah.
And the funniest thing I also want to point out is, for as much as Andrea doesn't like us ragging on The Last of Us 2, she actually agreed with a lot of the stuff we were saying. She just likes it because she's a fan. Kind of thing. And so at that point, even though she doesn't like us ragging on it, she also thinks that what we said was fair. That being said, let's just start from the bottom. Best action adventure. So first, let's show who is up against it, because I want to get it into this a little bit. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which just barely came out. I don't know why we are judging Assassin's Creed Valhalla yet, because it literally came out, I want to say, a month ago.
Didn't it, like... We haven't even played it, though, either, so...
Oh, no, I'm saying, these are the nominees for Best Action Adventure, and Valhalla is one of them. But what my issue with this, as it will be with another game, it just came out a month ago.
Oh, really?
Why is it there?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, Ghost of Tsushima. You know, the one that won Player's Voice. And it's an amazing game, and if you haven't played it, you should. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. This is another example. That just came out. Why is it up for nomination? But that's okay, because it's going to get weirder. So we have Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which does make sense. It came out this year. But then we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which came out last year! Jeff, you need a cutoff! You need a cutoff point. Because here's the thing. I could argue, yes, Jedi Fallen Order should be there. Because it came out December of last year, and people have had more access to it over the year, and have been able to properly judge it. And, as Jeff has said numerous times, this is for the fans, right? So at that point, the fans should be able to get their hands on it and be able to make that call.
I forgot how difficult this level is.
If you want to change the level, that's fine.
No, it's okay. I'm almost there. Just...
So, like Jedi Fallen Order, it makes sense that it should be there. Miles Morales and Valhalla do not make sense because they literally... Unless I'm wrong about the release date for Valhalla, but Miles Morales was a release title for the PS5. So that means it came out November 2020. It's been out for a month, almost. Valhalla, I think, is the exact same thing. Why is it in nomination? It should be pushed off to next year. This doesn't even make sense with me for the Oscars. There should be a solid cutoff point, and I get it. There's a lot of movie companies that are like, we gotta get our artsy stuff out before the certain point. Yeah, okay, I get that. But at least at that point, I could say to the credit of the Oscars, they have a cutoff point. Game Awards doesn't, and we've seen a lot of examples of this. So all I'm saying is, please, Jeff, put a cutoff point. It does not make sense to judge a game that has been out for a month compared to a game that has been out for 5 to 6, let alone 12. there you go. I had my other beef that and I'd be happy to hear you guys' comments in the chat as well on that one, but okay, let's get into this. So these were the nominees for Best Action Adventure. Let me get back there because unfortunately my phone decided to be a dunce and took me out of it. Let's see.
Your phone decided to kick you out of the area.
Yes. So this is the description that they actually give for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Okay. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I haven't played it. Primarily because I hadn't played Ori and the Blind Forest. But here's what I know of it so far. Ori and the Blind Forest, in fact, we need to do a playthrough of that at some point for you. Because I swear even you would love that game. It is so cute and cuddly, you would love it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like... I'm trying to remember. Have you ever seen Secret of Nim?
Yes, I have.
So, it's like Secret of Nim, but game form.
Really?
So it's got those cute, cuddly moments, but it's got those absolutely frightening moments.
Really?
Kind of thing. Yes. I would almost say, like, yes, it is a cute and cuddly Metroidvania, but with horror elements. And the main reason I say that is, like, your little character, Ori, is being chased by, like, a big bird who is frightening as all hell. And when he comes into the background, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Oh! Kind of thing. So we definitely need to do that. But I haven't played it. But I will tell you this. What I have heard and seen about Will of the Wisps, it is actually... It might actually be better than Blind Forest. I've seen a bunch of testimony basically saying either it's on par, or it's good in its own right, or it's probably surpassed Blind Forest. So that one actually encapsulates very well what best action adventure should be. Jedi Fallen Order. We have played this.
Yeah.
A good portion of it. And again, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Do we think that Jedi Fallen Order falls into that category? Because we traversed multiple planets. We had plenty of lightsaber combat, and all of it was very satisfying. And then we also had elements of puzzle solving. Okay? It totally qualifies. My only issues with the game, I will just be honest right here and now, it suffers from the exact same EA bugs. And again, EA, you're a AAA company, yet you cannot, for your life, actually hire a quality assurance team. I don't understand. Does not compute.
Does not compute.
Yep. I cannot speak for Miles Morales or Valhalla. I'm gonna stay out of Valhalla because a lot of people like to tell me that after Assassin's Creed Origins, the whole formula of the series changed. So, and so I'm gonna take your word for that. And it's not because I think you're lying or anything like that. It's because it looks different. And there's a little bit more emphasis on the past. Although some people have told me that they've even added a future element too. And Miles Morales, the reason I can at least say something about it is that it's probably going to be very similar to Spider-Man 2018, which is a great game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Miles Morales. I'm just guessing that it's probably more the same from Insomniac, if not better. And so I can say, yeah, that encapsulates it. This is probably my weakest argument for The Last of Us Part 2. Does it combine combat with traversal and puzzle solving? Yeah. I can't necessarily deny that. Does it do it well? Compared to some of the other games on this, no. No, it doesn't. And in fact, it doesn't even, in some cases, try to combine it. It goes out of its way to make them separate. So you go from traversing to combat, to puzzle solve, to combat, to traversal kind of thing. Which is actually, in my opinion, a downgrade from previous Naughty Dog projects. The Uncharted series was able to pull this off very well. I would think primarily because Neil was not a part of those. But yeah, Uncharted 1 through 3, you had combinations of traversal, combat, combinations of combat, traversal, and puzzle solving, all while making an enveloping story. Okay? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Like, all of that is combined very, very well. Last of Us Part 2 doesn't do that. I would actually even say the first game has a better attempt of it than Last of Us Part 2. The DLC has a better attempt at it by combining a lot of those aspects. And so at that point, like I said, this is my weakest argument. The only reason it's there is because I can't necessarily delegate that it is an action adventure. It is. I can't necessarily say that. So at that point, I'm going to go ahead and tell you who I think should win, which is going to surprise a lot of people. I would actually say that you probably either need to give it to Ghost of Tsushima. Given what I know of that game, it fits that category very, very well. Or you can do it to Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Because, again, I've played Blind Forest, and I've only been told Will of the Wisps is better in cases. So, alright. So that's Best Action Adventure. Give me a minute, and let me see if... Maybe before I go into the next award, maybe I'll take over for a level. And,
all right, that's right. Let me just get.
And let people get here. So.
Oh, hello.
Mortal Weirdo. Drax got a strong arm. Does he do archery? Nope. Sorry. Thank you though. I don't do archery, but I appreciate you saying that I have a strong arm. Because, well, I have done weightlifting in the past. There we go. I was trying to get the cursor to show up again. New galaxy appeared. We'll let people gather, and then I'll get into the next one. Bubble Breeze Galaxy. Oh, there we go. I wonder what the hell was going on. Beach Bowl Galaxy. And Ghostly Galaxy. I forgot it did have a haunted house level. There we go. I do weightlifting. I love weightlifting. It's fun. I constantly have to tell myself that the right arm is the one that has to do it. Through the poison swamp. Burp, burp. All right, who let Bowser Jr. in here? I'm not doing community service again for him. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it was Y that I can press also, right?
Yes.
Hey! Before you ride any bubbles, let yours truly Philbore to bend your ear for a second. You can move around in your bubble by holding down A, but do it while you... Okay, thank you. No. I'm not playing in handheld mode, so shut up. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Doesn't Bowser kidnap Peach to babysit his kids?
Sure, we'll go with that. We're totally going to ignore the Mario Sunshine plot. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? Over here. It's okay, Mario. We'll do this right. Can't remember. Is there something over here? There is. Whoa! Jeez. I went the wrong way.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure you can find your way back.
I meant I went the wrong way with my air horn. Okay. There we go. Oh! Dang it!
You were so close.
I was so close, yeah. I have to go collect those again, don't I?
Yep.
Ah, dang it. Mother flippin'.
What?
Oh, it's just like, I gotta go do this again. Mother flippin'.
Oh, yes.
Flippity fetching. Okay, let's do this like I did last time and see if we can make this work. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, so I did it.
I think when you hit the star, you'll be able to save.
Yes, I probably will. This one, right? There we go. BAM! Okay. It's hard not to feel bad about not grabbing every single coin, but at the same time. There we go. Not sure what that did, but okay.
It made all those star bits appear.
Ah, okay.
Ah! Oh, that was close.
You telling me? Okay.
I think you could just push Z or push one of the buttons to.
There we go. Okay, so then. Okay, so now that I have that. Dang it.
Yeah, you gotta be very quick.
Like that?
Yep.
Whee! Okay.
Woo!
Oh! Ha ha ha! Oh wait, this is gonna take me backwards, isn't it?
Oh yeah, maybe that was just if you want coins, but unless you go down.
I'm just being careful. because I don't want to lose my bubble. Okay.
Did you see the 3 seconds of Godzilla and Kong?
I have not. Is there a trailer out? At some point, you and I need to talk about that too, because
Oh yeah. Okay.
I kind of want to see it, Andrea. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. I win.
Oh, yeah.
I can kind of tell that I've had way too many things that are cold today.
Way too many things that were cold.
Mm-hmm. Because my mouth is feeling it.
No trailer, just 3 seconds that everyone's analyzing every bit of detail of.
Nope, I haven't
Oh.
seen it. Sorry, give me a second here. Okay. So, let's get back into this, shall we? Best action. Was it nominated for this? No. So I'm going to skip it. Innovation.
What was best action?
One of the nominees.
Yeah.
So it's for the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. So the nominees are... I can't, for some reason... Okay, there we go. Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and that's it. Oh, and Streets of Rage 4, if I didn't say that. I know that it's in there too. And if I were to take a guess, I'm going to say it's going to go to either Hades or Doom Eternal. Because, yeah. That's just the way it goes. Let's see. Innovation and accessibility, VR, AR. It's not in there. Okay, mobile game, indie, ongoing, games for impact. Okay, let's go into the best performance. So, just to bring Andrea up to speed, the way that they do best performance is not like the Oscars, where there's a best actor and a best supporting actor kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You basically have both actors and supporting, lead actors and supporting actors all in the same one, and they don't determine between actors and actresses. Everybody's up. The other thing that's also frustrating about this is that they put up voice actors up against motion capture actors. And by motion capture, I mean, because sometimes in a lot of cases, the voice actor will also be the motion capture actor. And so at that point, you have a complete performance from them. But sometimes you'll have solely a mocap model as well as solely a voice actor. And so in a lot of cases, like me and Romney have tackled this for years, that the Game Awards really needs to distinguish between the two.
Yeah.
Because, for example, it didn't... the one that... I can't remember who she was competing up against, but the woman who did the mocap for Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, she walked away with best performance. But a lot of the people she was up against was, like, voice actors. And so it's just like, how can you really rate their performance versus hers? Because the voice actor was the voice actor was just generally the narrator.
Yeah.
So basically the way that it works is that it's Senua, but also the voices inside of Senua's head.
Oh.
Okay? But the mocap model, who was just an employee, who they went into a meeting room and then they just did her motion capture there. And she did amazing for it. So I'm not saying she doesn't deserve the award, but it doesn't make sense to put her up against voice actors. Because voice actors, like, they can do a good performance, but they're only expected to provide their voice. So in this case, here's how performance is going. You have Ashley Johnson as Ellie. You also have Laura Bailey as Abby. You have Daisuke Tsuji as Jin Sakai. And I believe he did both the English and the Japanese dub.
Oh, yeah.
So, kudos to him. Because acting for Japanese as well and acting for American are two completely different monsters. So he was able to handle it splendidly between the two. Logan Cunningham as Hades, for Hades. You also had Naji Jeter as Miles Morales. Which, again, I'm not saying that he was good or bad. I'm sure he did great as a motion capture, and I believe he's also the voice actor in that case. I just haven't seen him. So, I'm not going to judge him based off of that. Daisuke Tsuji, again, did both. The way I understand it, he did the Japanese dub as well as the English dub. And so at that point, like, that's knowledge of two languages and being able to perform in both of those schools of theater. Because, again, doing this for Japanese theater compared to US theater, even, for example, Ken Watanabe, who we both like,
Yeah.
he'll admit it's a different thing. And I think Ken Watanabe has also done, like, Chinese cinema, which is another monster all in its own right. So, like, I want to give him major props, as well as I believe he also did some of the motion capture for some of the scenes, if not all of them. And he was able to time them very well to be able to match. Because I haven't gotten super far into Ghosts, but somebody was actually telling me that scenes will happen differently based on your dub. Mm-hmm. And if that's true, then that's a huge compliment to Daisuke Tsuji. Now let's get into their competitors, because, again, I don't really have a complaint with Logan Cunningham. He did a voice role, and from what I've heard of it, it's good. But the reason I want to tackle Daisuke Tsuji with the other two is that we're putting things on an equal playing field. He came in, he did his mocap, as well as he did the voiceover for both versions. Ashley Johnson as Ellie. This is going to sound really mean to Andrea, but what was different about Ellie in Last of Us Part 2 compared to Last of Us Part 1? For Ellie.
I mean, not a huge much.
She was a touch more nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give that. But primarily, the voice, or not the voice, the mannerisms were pretty much the same. And that played into the voice as well. And I'm going to argue that she was much more emotive as a kid than she was as an adult. That's going to irritate people, and I get that. But go back and play that game and watch my viewpoint, because we also played The Last of Us Remastered on the channel, and you can go check out that playlist, including the Left Behind DLC. I would actually say she was more emotive in that game than Last of Us Part 2. She's actually kind of a blank slate when it comes to Last of Us Part 2. And that could be a direction thing? No, go ahead and do the next level.
Okay.
Because I'm still kind of dissecting this.
Oh, yeah.
Crap, I lost my place. But,
A blank slate.
yeah, so at that point, she's more of a blank slate. She's more wooden than she was in the original Last of Us. And I have to ask this question, why? Because this was a game that was supposed to have a lot of big revelations for her. And I'd argue that compared to the revelations that are supposed to happen for that character, her reactions don't necessarily amount to it. Let me give you an example. Andrea, you have just watched, let's just say best friend. I'm not going to say father figure, because there's more of like a friendship between Joel and Ellie. Mm-hmm. You just watched your best friend get his head destroyed by a golf club. Are you asking permission to go and take out his killers? Or are you just going?
I would assume that she'd be just going after.
There's no way that Tommy would have convinced her to stay. Okay? I could totally see her, because she's done this, or at least she shows a history of doing this. She'd tell Tommy what he needed to hear, and then go. Kind of thing. And not give a crap whether or not she was, honoring friendship or not, because again, this is the world of The Last of Us where everybody's a dick to each other. There's no such thing as friendship here. At least in my opinion. So at that point, I would actually say in some cases, the performance is worse in Last of Us Part 2 compared to Last of Us Part 1. Because in 1, she was an outspoken kid. And now, she's supposed to be a nervous teenager. The problem is, she's in her 20s. I believe that's the way that it's actually painted in the game. She's like in her 20s at that point. So, didn't really think that one out, did you, Neil? So, no. Do I think Ashley Johnson deserves it? No, because in some cases I think she went backward. Laura Bailey is Abby. Okay, I need to clarify something really quick. Ashley probably did the mocap for Ellie. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm not thinking of a reason why she wouldn't. Laura didn't, to my knowledge, did not do it. They had another mocap model fill in for Abby because of her John Cena-esque appearance. Although, I need to show you a picture because somebody showed me another Abby meme that happened like around the time it came out that I did not know that involved another wrestler. So I'll need to show you and see whether or not you think it matches. So let's dissect this. So now we have the concept of just voice. Everybody here knows I am the president, vice president, and secretary of the Laura Bailey fan club, and yet, strangely, you have not divorced me for that. Thank you, by the way. I love Laura Bailey. I think she's a very respectable voice actress. I think she's a very professional voice actress. She is able to find ways to not only do the usual performances that a lot of people want her to do, the stereotypical Toru Honda. She's able to do that. But she's also able to branch out of that and be able to find new performances. I'd argue Marlene from Blue Gender is one of them. Lust from Full Metal Alchemist is one of them. I actually will say that when I heard the initial trailers for Avengers, her Black Widow wasn't half bad. Considering what she has to work with that character. Which isn't a lot. Because all she has to do is just sound seductive. Jaina Proudmoore in World of Warcraft World of Warcraft, because that's when she took the role. She has been able to branch out because not only did she do the seductive Lust voice, but she's been able to put together moments of doubt with her. She's been able to put together moments of just plain being human with Jaina. Which, her previous voice actress, who I believe was a developer, I might be wrong about that. But she wasn't really able to emote that properly, and Laura's been able to do that. Now, I've brought up a lot of really amazing performances by Laura Bailey. We can all debate whether or not they're good or bad or whatever. We can even debate whether or not Lust in FMA 2003 versus Brotherhood, whether or not which was better or worse. Okay? We can do that. Here's one thing that we can all agree on. Well, there's a couple of things we can agree on. It doesn't matter if you are actually playing the actor or not. You don't do death threats! I didn't think we had to point this out, but you don't do death threats. She did a job. But I'm also going to say this, and this is where people are going to get mad. It wasn't her best performance. Am I saying it sucked? No. I'm just saying compared to other performances that she's done throughout her career, This one kind of pales in comparison. What do I mean by that? Lust from Full Metal Alchemist is an amazing performance for her because it allowed for her to step outside of what her bounds were at that given time. At that time, she was playing the stereotypical Toru Honda character.
She's the cute and cuddly schoolgirl that everybody likes.
And look, I'm not knocking that. I love Keiko Yukimura. But I also love her lust because she was able to find a whole new side of herself in the performance of Lust. And that's wonderful! Like, people do not understand the pure level of discovery that can happen when you actually, like, find a new addition to your range. And she found it. And it's amazing. And I'm actually looking forward to when we start up Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to show you the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know Toru, and you know Jaina.
Mm-hmm.
And Jaina, there's not a whole lot of change between her and Toru, aside from Jaina's probably not as optimistic. Probably a touch more badass. But let's just, for example, let's compare Abby to Laura Bailey's previous nomination in the previous year. I can't remember her name, but some might say the main character of Gears 5.
Okay.
I've seen the stuff that she got nominated for. And she had to reach for a lot more emotionally than she did with Abby. And I think part of this is actually not necessarily because of Laura. Maybe Laura had some really good ideas in mind for Abby, but I don't think Neil wanted her to do it. Because there are way too many times where she went back into what I like to call other M. Samus, where the director wanted her to be stoic, and instead she came off as emotionless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, Japanese directors aren't the only ones that do it. Would you agree with that? There are times when she came off as blank. Like, you don't know what she's thinking at that given moment, or she's way too timid to be able to properly express that. Are we in agreement with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So as much as I love Laura probably shouldn't get it. She will! She will for Abby because stunning and brave, but she shouldn't. It should go to Daisuke Tsuji. And I've already made this prediction, and I'm going to stay by it. They've also announced that Brie Larson will be announcing will be one of the presenters at the Game Awards. Guarantee you, it's for that award, and she's going to give it to Laura Bailey.
Do you want to take the next one, or you?
Go ahead and take the next one, and
Okay.
I will keep going.
Okay.
I'm kind of on a roll.
No, that's fine.
After that, you can go to the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Ha 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 ha! I'm still hateful.
I'm surprised you're not having our little girls go make you a sandwich.
Well, they're little girls, and they don't necessarily know how to make sandwich. You have to teach them.
Yeah, I think so. No. They can experiment.
Oh, God, you know what? I'm going off your site, Jeff. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. What the hell? Let's see if I can bring up the nominees here.
Oh yeah, Luigi is this.
Yeah, he is in the game. And that's actually pretty cool. Nominees, thank you. Okay, so we did action adventure. We did best performance. Again, like Laura Bailey, I just don't think she deserves it for this performance. I'd say she probably deserved it, like, I think she won it last year. for her performance in Gears 5. She deserves it. In good honor. Okay, let's see here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm just gonna go back all the way, and then we'll just go through these as best as we can. Okay, so best score and soundtrack. So the nominees are Ori and the Will of the Wisps, we have Hades, we have Doom Eternal, we have the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we have The Last of Us Part 2. Let's start dissecting, shall we? First of all, I can't, again, like, I know some of the tracks for Hades, but I can't necessarily speak on all of them. So I'm going to kind of avoid Hades. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. If it's the same person, which I think it is, for Blind Forest, then, yeah, it's a great score. And should probably get that praise. But I think Blind Forest did. So at that point, this isn't necessarily righting wrong or anything like that. 7 Remake. Here's where the unpopular opinions start. I like some of what 7 Remake had to offer in terms of redoing the songs that we know. I think some of them are good. I think some of them are bad.
Are you saying that it was a nomination?
Yeah, these are nominees. So I'm going into them.
Part of me kind of would be like, you know what, why, if 7's only part of a game, why don't they just wait till it's all completed before they do like a nomination like that, you know?
Because shut up, Lord of the Rings. I'm not meaning to be rude there, but that's pretty much the justification. Is, remember, Lord of the Rings got nominations for Two Towers and Fellowship of the Ring, but it didn't really get its comeuppance until Return of the King. So at that point, like, they don't care because we don't know if Part 2 is happening, much less when it's coming.
Yeah.
So at that point, they just wanted to put it up there. And here's another thing I'm going to say. Yes, it does credit Nobuo Uematsu. I do think he was on to advise some of these tracks. But primarily, it was other people redoing Uematsu's work. And I would say they kind of failed at it. Some are really good. Some of them fail hard. And in fact, some of them are really weird, where they tried to take something that was supposed to be dramatic or tense, and they made it into like this pop remix of that tune, and it's like, what the fuck were you thinking? It doesn't work this way. So I'm gonna say that 7 Remake is kind of a hit and miss aspect. Some of it's good. Not all of it is. Doom Eternal. Mick Gordon. Despite the controversy that happened between Mick Gordon and Bethesda, and some of the tracks were actually done in-house, and I get that, Mick Gordon has done amazing by the Doom reboot. All right? He has been able to redo old tracks and make them up to date and awesome. I think even you would agree with this. You don't know the original Doom, but you know the music of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. And it's been able to stand out. And so at that point, despite all the controversy, I think Mick should probably get it, but he won't. Because, there's bad blood between Mick and Bethesda. And so at that point, I don't think that they really did everything in their power to...
Each bidder having lots of spaghetti.
Lots of spaghetti! How dare you reference Hotel Mario, mortal weirdo. Get out! No, I'm kidding. So, in my opinion, Doom Eternal should probably get this one. It won't. More than likely, it'll probably go to FF7 Remake. Because it's either this or Best RPG that FF7 Remake takes. Because otherwise fans are going to, FF7 Remake fans are going to be pissed. And they know that. So I'm going to say Doom Eternal or even Will of the Wisps. Last of Us Part 2. Why shouldn't it win this award? If there is one thing that neither of these games are well known for, it's the score. What do I mean by that? Okay, what is the music of The Last of Us Part 2? Or the music of The Last of Us? Twangs of a guitar, roughly. In a lot of cases, it's insert the usual music that you would hear in any kind of a post-apocalyptic game. And it's forgettable as such. And this is a complaint of a lot of survival horror, or of a lot of post-apocalyptic games. None of their scores really stand out to me. I can think of only a few. I was going to say Death Stranding, but we can't really credit that because a lot of that stuff was like licensed music. So of course it's going to be good. Oh, hi, Luigi.
You finally came. I got lost with the toads. It was terrible. I don't know why it sounded like Cheech Marin, but I found a power star, so that makes up for it, right? I am your Mexican brother. Even though we're supposed to be Italian. I am like Doofenshmirtz.
Do people really want to tell me that The Last of Us Part 2's score was timeless? Compared to, say, what Mick Gordon did with Doom Eternal? Compared to what Uematsu and the other crew did for 7 Remake? What Gareth Coker did with Ori and the Will of the Wisps? That's a tough argument. Sorry, give me a second.
I can see your brother from here. If you ask him, I bet he'll help you search for power stars. And I'm sure he has a lot to tell you. You just go speak to him over there by the garage.
You love
All
that.
toasters toast. Okay, well, good to know. So at that point, yeah, the score of Last of Us Part 2 is nothing to write home about. I would actually dare say that there's, like, I've heard better twangs of a guitar in Red Dead Redemption's soundtrack than I have in Last of Us, and that's for both games. It's not bad, but it's not memorable in any way. So at that point, I can think of far more memorable soundtracks just amongst what I've heard of Hades, what I'm pretty sure exists in Will of the Wisps, and what I know exists in FF7 Remake and Doom Eternal. So, no, Last of Us should not win that. It probably will, but that's beside the point. For all the people who are probably getting ready to, clickety-clack on the keyboards to come up with a debate for me, okay, that's fine, but you're gonna win anyway, so what the fuck does it matter? Honestly, what the fuck does it matter?
I'm sure.
I'm gonna get proven wrong anyway because he's gonna win. He's gonna win because gaming journalists think that they know better than the average Joe, except they've spent all year trying to convince the average Joe they know more than them and lose every time. Partially because they haven't paid for a game in years! Let's see, mobile game, esports player, independent game, multiplayer game, content creator, role-playing game. Yeah, it's probably going to go to FF7 Remake, if I were to take a guess. Let's see. Audio design! Best audio design. Let me see if I can bring this up again and see if I can get you a description. Okay, where is it? Audio design. Okay, so, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So here are the nominees, Andrea. Doom Eternal, Half-Life Alyx, Ghosts of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and warn you, this is the only award nomination that Resident Evil 3 got. Okay? Because as much as we love it, unfortunately, it's more known for the failed Resistance multiplayer that didn't really take off. Oh. So, audio design. Let's just go into the candidates here. Doom Eternal. Great music to couple a lot of that. Voice acting that, in my opinion, was significantly improved compared to its overly loud 2016 counterpart. I remember playing 2016 for the first time and going, wow, the audio is really loud for this. And look, I'm kind of deaf in my own right, but it was loud for me. So they fixed a lot of that. A lot of the sound effects that are being implemented all work. And I actually want to say, because I don't think we dealt with it too much in Doom Eternal, was the whole you have to be within range to hear it kind of thing. I don't remember what it's called now, but like peripheral hearing. That is such an innovation that everybody else has to do it. Ghosts of Tsushima, that had that too. But you had great music, great voice cast, wonderful sound effects that were put into that game. It does look and feel and sound like a old school samurai flick. Okay? Which was Sucker Punch's design. We know that much. Mm-hmm. They wanted to make it sound like Seventh Samurai, basically. And they succeeded. It really does sound like one of those old movies. I'm gonna give some major compliments, though, to Resident Evil 3. It's technically the only horror game on this list. And what is one thing that is very complimented and very much necessary in a horror game? Atmosphere. How do you create that atmosphere? Partially because of physical elements, but also because of audio design. And nobody is arguing that Resident Evil 3 was inferior when it came to that. It was on par with Resident Evil 2 in terms of audio design, which, by the way, was a good fucking game! And so at that point, like, there's a lot of audio design that went into Resident Evil 3 to set up those awesome moments where Nemesis would come out of nowhere and go, "I'ma eat you!" Okay? So we have Doom Eternal, great score, or great audio design. Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and now... in Half-Life Alyx, I can't necessarily talk about it because it's VR, AR, I'm not going to play it. I'm sure it was fine. Everything I've heard about Half-Life Alyx is that it's not bad. Last of Us Part 2. The game that had nothing but peripheral hearing. You had to be up next to everybody to be able to hear them. This was something even you complained about. Remember?
Very, very little, but...
You complained about it quite often.
Not as
like
much,
I did.
Not as much as you.
Oh no, there were plenty of moments where you and I were both irritated because we wanted to hear what the people were saying. This game should have gotten a toggle, like most, with the peripheral hearing. It should have basically said if you want the ranged hearing, you can have it. If you don't, then you'll still get to hear everybody crystal clear. Okay? And it didn't have that because it's Sony, and they want to innovate, and they consider Naughty Dog to be one of their big innovators. So, you couldn't have that toggle button. And I strongly emphasize in future projects, Sony, please consider that. Because that's annoying as hell. It really is. I'm trying very hard not to drop tons of F-bombs. But audio design is bad in the fact of peripheral hearing. There were actually points where you would go off and deal with something with the girls, and I literally did not hear the clicker come up from behind me because of that peripheral hearing problem. And so I would die because I didn't see that, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I didn't see him coming, or I didn't hear him coming, and they were behind me. Clickers are very distinctive. You should be able to hear them. And not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. So that, your Foley in some of the cutscenes was actually kind of off. I remember there were a couple of times where, I can't remember her name, the girl who's the archer. You know who I'm talking about, right? The scar that goes with Abby.
Oh, you mean, the boy?
The girl who wanted to be a boy.
Oh, so that would be, oh. I can't remember.
I can't remember her name either. But
it was a. Well, I think her original name was Lily, but
yeah, I can't remember her what she wanted everybody to call her. So we're gonna use Apache Helicopter. Apache Helicopter. There were a couple of moments in the game where, for some reason, when she would go and like fire an arrow, I actually noticed this a couple of times where I could see her knocking an arrow, firing it, and the that's supposed to go out with the arrow, it was like 2 seconds behind it. Mm-hmm. That's not game lag. That's not game lag. That's bad audio design. Okay?
Lev, thank you.
Thank you, Lev. So we'd see her fire an arrow. 2 seconds later, well, that's a little late. Or even better, if the game started lagging up like we did have with the whole ARM incident, you'd have the audio lag up as well. So nothing's matching up at that given moment. Which, from what some people were telling me, is actually very easy to trigger a glitch into that kind of stuff. So if you want to like really F up the game, you can, and it's really easy to do. So, no, you don't deserve audio design. Jiminy Christmas. I swear this thing has a hole in it. Okay. So, yeah, audio design, you don't deserve that. So, moving on to the next one. Score and music. Art direction. I believe you are in here. Yes. So, art direction. Here's the description, Andrea. Oh, really quick. Who do I think should win Best Audio Design? Resident Evil 3. Because here's the thing. I don't think 2 won last year. And it should have. I can't remember who won Best Audio Design last year, but I believe that was also fairly deserving. But unfortunately, like Resident Evil 2, I don't think won it. And so at that point, I would like to see that recognition go to Resident Evil 3. Especially since it's the only game that got nominated. Or the only nomination that RE3 got. I'm sorry that the game was so short, guys, but like the original PlayStation game was really short. Get over it.
Yeah, it's just how some games are.
Mm-hmm. And if RE3 is not going to get it, then Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal's audio design was great, and immediately immersed you into the environment that you had to be in. So, art direction. So here's the description for art direction, Andrea. For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, here are the nominees. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Ghosts of Tsushima. Hades. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. And finally, The Last of Us Part 2. I think we can all agree, as far as art direction, FF7 Remake was a feat. Was a technical feat. Being able to take an even though I think it should really be called Final Fantasy VII Remix, not Remake, because they did change a lot to it, I cannot deny that the upgraded models, the upgraded Midgar, they were all outstanding achievements in design. Okay? Because not only were you able to make, you know, like, the original Midgar that we knew from the PlayStation game was just, it was just, you know, steampunk-looking city. But one of the things that I've liked with things like Crisis Core and the 7 Remake is that you've found a way to distinguish the 3 different sections of Midgar.
Uh-huh.
And what do I mean by that? The slums.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they look like a dump, right? But then the midsection kind of got, in the PlayStation game, it kind of got lumped into the upper section, like the place for Shinra. And so they were all kind of lumped into that. And in the remake, they actually found a way, including in Crisis Core, to make it look more like it's kind of a middle-class place. Alright? It looks like, you know, your average neighborhood, like the place we live, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I like that idea. So I can already tell you that there is a technical achievement there. Let me go ahead and well, okay, you do this one and I'll
Well,
take
I
it.
can let you do this one.
Let's do that so that I'm not totally talking everybody's ear off. Very spooky sprint. Okay. I'm playing, but we'll also let people catch up and see if they have anything they want to add to my arguments. Or call me stupid, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people in the comment section who will do that. Because how dare I hate on this game because it's stunning and brave. Whatever you say.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna check on the girls.
Go ahead. Yeah, this is going to be kind of ideal for it. So, honest assessment, guys. If you agree or disagree with me, feel free to put that in the chat. I would love to be able to have that discussion, unlike, you know, Neil Druckmann, who instead just wanted to make fun of people and say, like, oh, for every vote Last of Us Part 2 gets is another vote that that'll destroy, or that's a vote that will destroy a troll's caps lock key. Neil, most of the people who do that are SJWs, aka your side. So, congrats on making fun of them. We all appreciate that. There we go. Okay. Including Mortal Weirdo. If you have a disagreement, feel free to say so. Mm-hmm. Nope, screw you. Don't care. Ow. I did not mean to do that. Ah! Well, I did that to myself. Yeah, feel free to tell me I'm wrong. I have no problem with it. Like, that's how we have honest discussion. I even said that of Mortal Weirdo. Maybe Mortal Weirdo just agrees. I don't know. I gotta remember that we are on art direction. Which, yeah, I'm not gonna argue the art direction of FF7 Remake. It's good. Like, I can't necessarily argue it. Considering what they were building on, it looks amazing. There we go.
Oh, did you beat the ghost?
No, I accidentally jumped down the pit, so.
Oh.
Okay.
So when are these awards supposed to happen?
Thursday.
Which I'm pretty sure you'll be telling me all about it while I'm working.
I will not, because I'm not going to be able to watch it. By the time it actually is going to be starting is when I'm going to have to start considering going to bed.
True.
So I'm not going to be able to, honestly.
Oh, is that evening time?
Yeah. And it's kind of significantly later than I can stay up because I've got work the next day.
Alright, grab the key.
Yep. Here we go.
Grab the key.
Okay, let's grab that. I don't necessarily care about the coins. There we go!
Yay!
Cool. See, I can still Mario.
I can still play Mario games.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'm not disputing the art direction of FF7 Remake. I think they did a great job. It's one of the few things that I will definitely compliment FF7 Remake on. It looks better. Ghosts of Tsushima. Okay, again, for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Yeah, Ghosts fits that. It was able to take, not only make it look like sound like a samurai flick, but make it look like one. Not only that, but it was able to have a very clearly vibrant world. That you were discovering, and vibrant in the sense of like immersing you to be a samurai. So you would notice things like the cherry blossoms in the wind, kind of thing, and it makes you feel like that. Hades, even I can say, as far as its unique art design, it works. It works wholeheartedly. It is a wonderful indie achievement in that regard. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It's a little bit difficult to be able to say because, again, I haven't played it, but I'm guessing that it's probably going to still have some of the same art design as Blind Forest. And I'm not saying that the Blind Forest was bad in any stretch. I love it. It feels like a really twisted Disney World kind of thing. Where everything looks all wonderful and great in the meadows, and then you start to see that Secret of Dim kind of corruption in it. And it's kind of brilliant in that regard. And from what I hear, Will of the Wisps is that again. So, Last of Us Part 2. For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
Oh, is that where you went?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't want to go that way.
What exactly did Neil change?
Huh?
I'm asking you honestly, what exactly did Neil change? Because I'm going to go ahead and be the stick in the mud in the room and say that there isn't really much graphical achievement or change from engine to engine between Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2. There really isn't. Models don't look more refined because they pretty much look like they would have if they'd been in The Last of Us Part 1. So there's not really achievement in that regard. The artistic design, nothing really changed from Last of Us Part 1. It basically stayed static. Oh, but it needed to stay that way for the sake of the post-apocalyptic immersion. No. Then it doesn't get the nomination for art design. Or art direction. It doesn't. And frankly, this is one of those times where we would compliment the director, right? Wrong! his direction was basically to say, same, McSame. Please give us more of the same. Oh, in the first game, we gave you 4 cities to be able to check out. You had Boston, you had Philadelphia, you had Colorado. I can't remember which university it was, but you had Colorado. You had Washington to some extent, the wilderness of Oregon or Washington. And then you also had fake Salt Lake City. Fake generic Salt Lake City with monuments missing that shouldn't be missing. If you knew what you were doing, Neil, that wouldn't have been a problem. I'm going to still stick with this. There is a very noticeable landmark in the center of Salt Lake City that was missing in your game. Why was it missing? Because you just don't want to recognize any kind of religion existing. And I'm sorry that sucks for you. But if you're gonna do if you're gonna do a game on France and not include Notre Dame, you're an idiot! Because everybody's gonna look at you and go, Notre Dame Cathedral, dumbass! And so at that point, the difference here was that instead of focusing on 4 cities, Neil wanted to focus on 1. Maybe because he didn't want to go out into the Hurtland, the one that, hurts his brain because he doesn't understand it. And instead he went to Seattle. And I've actually even heard from people native to Seattle that say he failed in doing that. So, let's take that as let's just take that with and add it into the consideration. If he failed in doing Seattle, then he failed at even doing 1 city right. So I'll give him the Tommy's encampment, okay? But that's how much of the game is Tommy's encampment? 10% of it. Like most of the game is based in Seattle. Of running around aimlessly in Seattle. And, yeah, it's post-apocalyptic Seattle. There's so much innovation here. Except post-apocalyptic Seattle, you could have told me that was post-apocalyptic Boston, and I probably would have believed you. Because he didn't make it distinctive in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, sure, we got an aquarium. Okay, well, a lot of big cities have aquariums. Congrats.
Oh, I got it.
I was wondering, are you just forever falling or what? So, no, I'm not going to give Best Art Direction to Last of Us Part 2, and neither should you. It didn't really change. The engine, for as much as it's supposed to be an improvement, it isn't. If that's an improvement, then Telltale is innovators, alright? This is one where I probably would give it to either FF7 Remake or I would acknowledge Hades for the art design that it had. But again, Last of Us Part 2 is gonna win it, so it doesn't even matter, right? Best Narrative. Okay, here's the description, Andrea. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Here are the nominees. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. I don't know about that game. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Ghosts of Tsushima. Hades. And The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, I have not completed the story of Hades, so I'm not gonna rate that. I'm also not going to rate in on 13 Sentinels. Don't know. I honestly don't. FF7 Remake. Narrative and storytelling. Well, that would be one of my complaints with it. Because it did actually suffer in the story department when they were trying to bring in so much new stuff. They kind of neglected the old stuff that people loved. So, as much as I love Kazushige Nojima, and Nobuo Uematsu, and Motomo Toriyama, and all the other people who worked on this, that's definitely one where I would take points. Alright? If this was my own review, I'd take points off of FF7 Remake for changing so much of what was beloved. Hence why I think it should be called FF7 Remix, not Remake. But Remake sounds better as far as the marketing is concerned. Ghosts of Tsushima. This is kind of a difficult animal because Ghosts of Tsushima is based on true events.
Yeah.
This actually did happen at Tsushima, where the Mongols invaded and they took it over. So this is based on historical events. And so why does that make it hairy? Because you have to remain accurate to it. And from what I've been able to tell in my own playthrough, as well as other people who have gotten further, it does. Even the grim moments are highlighted very well in its storytelling. And the bottom line is, guys, it's a grim story. There's no happy ending to it. At least not to my knowledge. Because I believe that they took over, and it was a very tough time on the island of Tsushima. So at that point, yeah, not necessarily a good ending, you know? And given those restrictions, Sucker Punch did a good job of staying to historical events. Which is not the easiest thing to do in a video game. Like, Assassin's Creed suffers from this all the time. Like, I've only played up until the beginning of Black Flag, but I can already tell you, there's no effing way that the featured assassin of Assassin's Creed 3 also sat in the Continental Congress. Sorry, inaccurate. So I'm gonna give it some points here. It did actually stay true to the story. Hades, again, haven't really gone through that whole story, so I'm not necessarily going to judge it. Last of Us Part 2. So, narrative and story. Amazing development, or amazing achievements, or outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. You killed off the main character of the original game within an hour, and then you forced people to play as his assassin? Really? That's outstanding storytelling. That's outstanding storytelling, huh? I've got a better idea, or a better question. Where was the narrative?
The narrative?
Yeah, where was the narrative in Last of Us Part 2? Because I'm still trying to figure that shit out. Most of the game was spent aimlessly wandering around Seattle as either Lizzie, or not Lizzie, Ellie, or as Abby. Aimlessly wandering. And through aimlessly wandering, you might just so happen to come across your objective. That's not how those kinds of stories should go. And also, it's supposed to be a revenge story. And it fails at that. Because Neil thought it was a good idea to somehow make people empathize with the person that they all felt deserved to die. Like, the guy wanted us to sympathize with Ellie.
Sympathize with Ellie or Abby?
To sympathize with Allie. Or Abby.
Abby.
Sorry, Abby. But we like Joel. And he shouldn't have died at her hands. He shouldn't have. And then you make us play as her? Yeah, that's going to go over really well with the audience. Let me tell you. But okay. In reality, if you were going to do this as a revenge story, it really should have been Ellie getting revenge against Joel for lying to her. And you failed at that. You failed at it. You basically made her like every emo teen reacting to anything And in reality, and then, because I'm sorry, the way that your flashbacks worked, Ellie should not have cared half as much as she did when she saw Joel's skull get caved in. She shouldn't have. She knew that Joel had lied, and that she was under the assumption she could have saved a lot of lives. And Joel prevented her from doing that. And her only answer to that was never speak to him again? Are you freaking kidding me? If I was in Ellie's shoes, I would have left that settlement right then and there. And I would have started brand spanking new. Friends or not. Because they also go out of their way to say, like, she kept very much to herself in the early years when she found this shit out. She had no connections to that settlement. She should have left. And then maybe Joel goes out and looks for her, and instead it's a revenge story where Ellie basically looks to take out Joel. Maybe even try to go find the Fireflies again and resubmit herself, and then find out that they're all gone because of what Joel did. I fixed your story, Neil. But no, you wanted to have the trans character. I don't care whether or not you think it's a trans character or not, but you wanted to have the stunning and brave moment and bring in a new character. Oh, and by the way, we're not even going to let this be an authentic revenge story. We're going to have Ellie fail not once, but twice and wreck her own life in the process. Wonderful storytelling. Oh, but of course, we can't leave out the nice little tidbit that Kasaibo loves so much about letting a pregnant woman onto an active battlefield. Wonderful storytelling. You're just the bard reincarnated. I'm sorry, but when it comes to narrative, at this point, I'd give it to probably Ghosts of Tsushima, considering what they had to do. Which 7 Remake had to do as well and kind of failed at. Seriously, what narrative goals were attained in Last of Us Part 2? I'm asking honestly. Nothing was that whole story was a big bag of nothing.
It wasn't that bad.
It kind of was. I would actually say there was more development and narrative in Last of Us Part 1. Are people starting to notice a pattern? The one where he hadn't used up all of his bag of tricks is better because he still had a bag of tricks at that point. My honest one question. Okay, then what was accomplished in Last of Us Part 2?
I'm not saying it was like there was something to accomplish. I'm just saying it's.
But there has to be something to accomplish because that's how a story works. You have to be able to get to an end at some point. And like for all the people who are just like, you're just pissed because it didn't have a happy ending. F that. I've played plenty of games that didn't have a happy ending that were better than Last of Us Part 2. That's not my problem. Sometimes bad endings happen. I'm totally willing enough to acknowledge that. But in terms of the overall goals of this story, A, the goals didn't make sense, and B, the goals weren't properly executed. Or the plans to get the goals were not properly executed, and the goals were never achieved. Welcome to aimlessly wandering around Seattle, the game. That's what it was. Oh, but we're stunning and brave because we had 2 lesbians go off and explore instead of 2 men. Whatever. Again, you would have had much more narrative accomplishment if it had been Tommy being the main character. Or if you'd gone my direction, Neil, which was you actually just did the story. And here's the thing that's really sucky about it. Conceptually, that idea was brought up, and it was shut down by Neil. To have Ellie find out and then basically go on a revenge story against Joel. Like, that was turned down by Neil. Because he's such a visionary. He's not. Okay, so, game direction. This is basically the Best Director award. So, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. The nominees are Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghosts of Tsushima, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, and The Last of Us Part 2. Again, I can't really add anything to Hades or Half-Life Alyx because I haven't completed Hades, and I'm never going to play Half-Life Alyx.
You were playing Hades?
Mm-hmm. I have it on my Switch.
Oh.
I like it from what I've played, but remember, I have a busy schedule. I can't really finish everything. Aptly enough, I actually started Hades around the time, I want to say, because I think it came out in like September or something. I started it around the time I got my new job. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go a little, like 10 minutes early to go wait to get my van, and I'll play a little bit of this. That never happens. Because they gave me a ton of things that I need to do before.
Did you want to play the next one, or?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm kind of on a roll here, so I might as well just keep it going.
Oh, is this my favorite one?
So I'm going to eliminate Half-Life Alyx and Hades. I can't speak on those. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
Again, same debate. In the title, it says remake. It is not a remake. It's a remix.
Reimagined.
Yeah, reimagined, remix. That's what it should have been. It should have been the equivalent of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix for Final Fantasy VII. Okay? Where you have the justification of you can add stuff to it, but it's still that concept. Remake implies that you're going to beat for beat, along with a remastering. Beat for beat, you are going to retell the story. Well, obviously, you didn't do that. Because you added stuff in there, you took stuff out, you changed characters dying or staying alive, etc. So, already I can tell you while the direction was interesting in some cases, it was also flawed in others. Ghosts of Tsushima. Outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Yes, I would totally give this to Ghost of Tsushima, and the main reason I would is because of all of the things that I've said up until this point. It was built to be a samurai flick. It was built to make you be in a samurai flick. You are the samurai in the Seventh Samurai kind of thing. Like, you're the main character of Seventh Samurai or of your own samurai movie. Which is great. And it was able to accomplish this.
Stupid bats. Stupid.
Why these games have to have so many bats? Sorry, Alex isn't here, so I have to say it. So I would say that yes, in terms of what this specific award implies, this did it. Last of Us Part 2. Outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. One of Last of Us Part 2's biggest flaws is its direction! It suffers graphically because of it. It suffers audio because of it. It suffers graphically. It suffers in a lot of ways because Neil was too busy trying to be an innovative savant instead of actually trying to do what most game designers try to do, which is tell a good story. he was too worried about things looking snazzy and new on PS4, probably because he had a bunch of Sony execs breathing down his throat, wanting him to do that he completely abandoned the whole concept of story. What's that? Gameplay? What's that? We could have added whole new gameplay systems into this game. He didn't even try! And what's even better about this is that when he would get constructive criticism, we have evidence of this, when he would get constructive criticism, suddenly that person was no longer on the need-to-know basis within that team, or they got moved to another project. Or in some cases, because they got so ignored, they left the company. Mr. Co-President. One of the biggest flaws of Last of Us Part 2 is its overall direction. There is none. Dude was only trying to be artsy, and he forgot that in order to be artsy, you actually have to have passionate art. And instead, he just said, oh, well, we'll just recycle what we already had, except make everybody older. Because that'll totally do it. No, that just looks rehashed. And what's even better about it is that he never learned any of the major lessons that I've complained about since the beginning with Last of Us Part 1. The guy is a one-shot writer. He can only do one thing, and that is shock value. Up to the hilt. We have to shock everybody. How do we shock them? We're going to kill the main character of the previous game in an hour. And then we're going to make you play as this killer. How shocking is that? It's not really shocking, it just pisses me off. We're going to paint this guy as an amazing dad, and he has a great life, and then all of a sudden, an accident, and his daughter dies. Who kills her? Military guy. Why? Because fuck the military. I don't know that Neil says that, but I'm pretty sure he does. Because fuck the military. That's why the daughter has to die to them. Good lord. I'm sorry, I used the wrong term. He is a one-trick pony. He's a one-trick pony in the fact that he only wants to do shock value. I will shock you so hard to your core that will make you think that I'm an innovative game designer. It didn't work in that regard. And so, game direction is actually one of the biggest things that this game suffers from. So it shouldn't get it. I don't know. Pick your overall poison. You can do... I'm pretty sure they could also do FF7 Remake here because of the changes that were made, which probably embraced somebody. Or you can do Ghost of Tsushima. But no, Last of Us Part 2 should not get this in the slightest. And now we're finally to it. Game of the Year. So, the description for this, Andrea, is recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Here are the nominees. Doom Eternal. FF7 Remake. Ghost of Tsushima. Hades. Animal Crossing New Horizons. And Last of Us Part 2. So let's go over the ones that we can talk about. I'm gonna take Hades out of it. Doom Eternal. A game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. I'm pretty sure we could say that about Doom Eternal. Like, for all the people who are just like, oh, it's insert FPS here. Not really. It's not. It's actually kind of an innovative storytelling experience that you didn't think you'd get from, like, the franchise that started FPS all those many years ago. It's actually been able to get us to care about a character who was silent for the most part And he never had to say a damn word. Because everybody just wanted to smash stuff because he wanted to smash stuff. One of the things I especially like about Doom Eternal is I can't really speak very well on character design, and here's why. And this is one of the clever things about Doom Eternal. And why it is amazing at immersion. You want to know why I don't know any of the Hell Priests that we killed, or at least I don't know their names? Because Doom Guy didn't know them.
Oh, yeah.
And Doom Guy didn't care. And that's how not Cory Balrog, but the director of Doom Eternal wanted you to feel. He wanted you to feel like the Doomslayer. And the Doomslayer doesn't give two F's about who he's killing at that given moment. All he knows is you're a Hell Priest and you have to die. That's how innovative it is. In a weird, really weird way. You don't know any of those characters because you don't want to, because you're just like the Doomslayer. Mm-hmm. They aren't people to him. They're just a target. They're a means to an end, and that's what it tried to do. So, it's been out for a while. I can guarantee you that even without the DLC, Doom Eternal is very deserving of this. FF7 Remake. Is it worth being able to get a Game of the Year candidate or a nomination? Yes, it is. I don't think either of us would debate.
Yeah.
It was actually a good overall experience. I have complaints with it because I'm a fan, but overall, I can't say that it wasn't an outstanding game this year. I can't, and I'm not even going to try. Ghost of Tsushima was an outstanding game. One that we had been waiting a little less time for compared to Last of Us Part 2, but was still well worth the wait. Because I already know people who were just screaming, why are you just working on this samurai flick? Can't you just go back to Sly Cooper? And Sucker Punch stuck to their guns like Insomniac before them and said, no, we really want to go this creative direction. Can you please support us in that regard? And we'll make it worth your while. And by gummit, they did. They made it totally worth everybody's while. They made it totally worth the wait. Hades, I'm pretty sure people knew about that game before even I did. And knew why it was going to be an amazing thing, and it was well worth the wait for them. And in fact, this would be, in my opinion, the one wild card that could happen is that an indie game takes Game of the Year. Because this is the second time, Andrea, that an indie game has earned a spot in the Game of the Year category. The last time that happened was 2 years ago, I believe, with Celeste. Mm-hmm. And there's still debate to this day as to whether or not Celeste should have won it. And Celeste was, I believe, up against Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. Not really an indie game, but being made by a second-party studio that now works for Microsoft. Okay? Animal Crossing New Horizons. I can't really speak on this because I'm not an Animal Crossing fan. This is one of those things where I would give it to Alex and let him explain why that's deserving. But as far as what I know, New Horizons innovated in a lot of ways that a lot of Animal Crossing fans felt like was getting very stale. And so at that point, if it's a refreshing kind of deal, especially with the online islands, then yeah, I would say it's a worthwhile candidate. Why is Last of Us Part 2 here? It didn't innovate. As I've pointed out, it didn't innovate in audio design. It didn't innovate in narrative. It didn't innovate in game direction. It didn't innovate in its overall score. Why is it here? Oh, because Stunning and Brave. That's why it's here.
Okay.
That's honestly why it's there. You have a disagreement, feel free.
No.
No, by all means, go ahead. I honestly, I'm not looking to just get in Andrea's face. I'm being honest. Like, go ahead and tell me why you think I'm wrong.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, okay. So, hopefully I have made my case that through going through all the other awards of why it didn't innovate. Why the F is it here? And I know exactly why it's here, and you know exactly why it's here, because Stunning and Brave. It was a Stunning and Brave game, and everybody who hates it is a troll or an incel or garbage person or whatever you want to call it. Which sells you short, and also sells the gaming community short. Because I'm going to be the one to tell you that, yeah, I've seen games get absolutely hated on. And for no, and for absolutely no reason. I have. But this isn't one of them. There are even actual games journalists who actually try to be games journalists who have said, yeah, there are problems with this game. And those should have been considered. And Neil immediately went, nope! You can't tell me I did wrong! Okay. We'll see how long that works for your failing studio when you don't start innovating and all the stuff that comes out of that studio in the next few years is going to be same. And everyone's like, we remember the good Naughty Dog, the one that innovated, the one that actually took risks. Not the one that's co-presided over by Neil fucking Druckmann. That's why I'm sticking to my guns and saying that there is not going to be a single damn Naughty Dog game that I will buy until he's fired. Or dethroned, however you want to do it. But in all honesty, the company will go under. Because he won't go anywhere. And that's sad. Because Naughty Dog has an amazing legacy that will be besmirched by him. So there you go. I'm off. I'm going to officially step off of my soapbox. Are you happy now, Andrea? I must confess, like, I didn't think that I would actually survive this stream, considering, you know, what I was actually going to have to go into to be able to prove my point here. And I'm sure there are some who are just going to be like, yeah, you didn't prove anything. Well, that's your opinion. But the bottom line is that there are reasons why Last of Us should not have gotten that nomination, and the only reason it did was because Stunning and Brave. And I'm sorry, but I don't care how stunning or brave you are. Unless you're innovating, I don't think you deserve an accolade for it. We have awards for people who do same. They're called participation trophies, and they are exactly what you think they are. They are worthless. All right, officially off my soapbox. I have met the demands of those who requested, and I'm now going to take the controller and play a good game. All in agreement. Mario Galaxy's better than Last of Us Part 2. Damn right.
You need a Klondike bar.
I probably do. Although, considering that my teeth are actually giving me crap for all the cold food I've eaten today, probably not. And I didn't even get into, like, half the stuff I wanted to talk about tonight. I wanted to talk about the one kid who... one kid who went to visit Santa, and instead Santa decided to preach to him. Buoy-based Galaxy. No.
Oh, no. So bad.
That's not what I wanted. Yes. Damn it! There we go. I must ascend to the giant Pokeball in the sky. And by the way, major props to Steven Crowder for fixing that problem. I actually ought to show you the segment that he did, because he actually he went out of his way to dress up as Santa, and they called the boy, and he thought he was talking to the real Santa. And it was a great experience for that kid, and in turn, they have also said that they're going to be sending him a ton of Nerf guns and a ton of other toys and memorabilia, not just associated to Steven Crowder, but it turns out the kid is also a fan of boxing, which Steven Crowder is also a fan of. So he's going to send him a bunch of boxing memorabilia.
Aww.
That's cool, right?
How nice.
Wait. There we go. For some reason, I couldn't go up.
I think you have to do something underwater first before you can...
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
It's been a while, so I'll take your word for it.
Like, I don't know if you have to blow something up with the bullet bill.
I probably do, but...
Oh, like that thing?
Hi, Mr. Blooper.
Oh yeah, that raises it up. So you have to get a bullet bill to break that.
That would be actually torpedo bill, because those are not bullets. There we go.
There you go.
Actually, that's torpedo bill. Get it right.
Excuse me.
Actually, it should be like Torpedo Tim. Because Bullet Bill just kind of works. So it should be like Torpedo Tim. I forgot. They're all... Alright. Ah! There we go.
Probably the other way, across the yellow things.
Probably. Okay. There we go. So, Whomps. Hold on, give me a second. Sorry.
Down. No, you don't want to return to the Amazon.
Not my bad. There we go. There we are. Whoa! Ah, crap. There we go. Yeah, I love the level design of this game. Crying out loud.
And didn't Alex say he didn't like it as much?
Yes, because in his opinion...
Oh, did you... I wonder if that screw has any... I can't remember if that has any...
In his opinion, Galaxy did not innovate as much as Sunshine did. which I completely disagree with.
Okay, there you go.
Because it took one of my favorite aspects of Sunshine, which was the mystery levels, and it actually like made them kind of the focus, which is great in my opinion. Like that's exactly what Galaxy levels feel like to me. There we go. Oh, jeez. Okay, well that almost worked. I could have sworn that wasn't gonna work. Haha! Ow, crap.
What?
Well, I've got
Oh yeah,
3 out of 5.
2 out of
So,
5.
or 2 out of 5, sorry. So I'm probably gonna need to find the other ones, aren't I?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, there's one right there.
Yep. Alright, so that's 3.
Probably just have to go around the other side so you can see.
Mhm.
There's one that you missed. Down below?
Maybe. You know what? Let's do this, actually.
Oh, there it is. Oh no.
Where?
You have to move your stars in the way. I think it's above there, so go up there.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
It's like in the air at the very top. It's hard to see with that star in
okay,
the
yeah.
way.
So that's 4.
Oh, then maybe you have to go down to look for the other one.
Haven't we had to kill enemies for them too?
Some of
Maybe we have to
but-
kill those things up there to get the last one.
But you could try and see if that will help.
There we go. I mean, I can go down and see what we find. Ah! That was a little too far down.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, I just barely saw it. So, gotta make sure that we do this right. Jeez. Okay. There we go. We got it.
Now you could probably just backflip up there.
I'll have you know, we will do this the right way. Damn it! That is not the right way.
And what right way was that?
Shut up. Okay, do that. Oh, all that progress lost. Oh, cool. I actually do get the checkpoint, don't I?
Yep.
Okay. Whoa! Where are you walking? I did not order you to walk. Okay, so we now know where that is. Oh, we need to actually turn that screw, don't we?
Yeah, otherwise you won't be able to go anywhere.
Ah!
There we go. There we go. And now it's all moving. Okay. Woo! I can feel gay, people. Okay. Ah!
Jeez.
Ah! There we go.
Hello, rising sun.
Good morning, rising sun. I don't know why we're saying it's morning, but good morning. Good morning. You missed the entire rant, my friend. You missed an epic rant, might I say.
This game seems too family friendly for Drak.
Why do you say that?
Hey, we are a family. We have kids.
Uh-huh.
So why?
Why do I not seem like a Mario fan? I've been a Mario fan longer than I've been a Zelda fan.
I finally gotten Drak to not question the weird things I say.
Yeah, I am kind of used to him at this point. Oh, this. Okay. I hate it when this crap happens. Okay.
It's a Pokeball!
It is a giant Pokeball. I in fact can say that. Oh, okay. I can change. Whoa! I did it.
But stop.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can just butt stop my way now. There we go. Yeah, you missed out, Rising Sun, because that was the, oh, what Pokemon is inside?
It's a Mario.
It's a Staryu. Obviously. It's a Staryu. Star. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Ha! Yeah, you missed all of my justification of why The Last of Us Part 2 does not deserve a single award at the Game Awards in 2 days.
Well, maybe you'll be lucky and they won't win anything.
You kidding me? I'm not that lucky. Oh, you get to do this one. Which is funny, because you've been playing like 80% of the time. I still need to play The Last of Us. No, you don't. No, you don't, Rising Sun. I can think of a dozen other things that you could do. You could do.
He could choose to play if he wants.
You could choose to, but I'm telling him. I'm telling him he's making a bad idea. He's making a bad choice.
You can't tell me what to do. Exactly.
That's my line. You're not my dad, Rising Sun! You can't tell me what to do! Actually, yes. In fact, as me exercising my ability to tell you what to do, go finish Brutal Legend, damn it.
See, Drak isn't my dad.
Dang right, I'm not your dad. I don't know if I want to be responsible enough to be your dad. I have trouble being responsible enough to be my dad, which I'm not, and thankfully. I only have to worry about 2 daughters, and that's more than enough for me. I can't remember. Do you have to actually do a boss for this? Or is it just simply surviving it?
You have to do a
That's
boss.
the objective, okay. I thought that was my argument, though, Rising Sun, because I already used it on Discord. Oh, and really quick, I want to do a quick checkup on the Geek News Movie Night poll. Let's see, how is it looking? Pretty much the same. So Home Alone is the winner right now, and then it's a 3-way tie between It's a Wonderful Life, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and Jingle All the Way. Sorry, Jingle All the Way! Because I even had to do it all in caps.
Oh, is that with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes. The film epic starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Jingle All the Way! Seriously, why would anybody buy an extra life from this guy? You'd always buy the red mushroom for extra health.
Oh, I'm out. I don't have enough.
Yes, you don't. How dare you?
Now I do.
Well, how dare you for not having enough when he asked you?
Because I was short.
You are, in fact. I was not calling her short. I was saying she is a short. Because she is. There we go.
Jeez.
Also, I am happy to announce, or at least I'm hoping that I might have to restart that upload. Because before I was even doing the stream, I was uploading episode 12, the last 5 episodes of G Gundam are going up tonight. So you guys can now have the full podcast of the DVD, or at least the episodes. We have one more episode, which is just kind of like a final wrap-up. And then we might still do a Q&A if we get some additional questions for it. So you guys will have that. I was hoping that it would be uploading while I'm streaming, but unfortunately it got stuck around like 6. And it hasn't fixed itself yet. So, damn. Means I'm going to have to stay up a little bit and redo the upload. Why does life make me have to do additional work, Andrea?
Because they do.
Because they do. I mean, it's absolutely right. I wish you weren't, but it's absolutely right. So how do you feel about doing fights like this on the Joy-Cons?
They're okay.
Is it better or worse than the Wiimote?
Whoa. Jeez. It's a 50-50.
Okay.
Sometimes some work and some are like... Probably just because you have to get used to a different control. Like the buttons are rearranged differently.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Like I'm used to having the Z button and on the same joys on the Wii remote.
Yeah.
Versus the other way.
You don't have 30.
Oh, I forgot.
See, I was paying attention. And still one short.
That's okay. Here's some.
See, I was kind of hoping that you would have forgotten about that.
How would I forget?
Well, I mean, you almost did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Don't tell me what to do.
You know my dad. And he exploded. Because that is actually a side effect of overfeeding. Yay! Man, that really sucks. I was hoping to have that uploading while we were streaming. Because it's the last episode of G Gundam, and so, or the last podcast episode of G Gundam. So now everybody has the complete story, and they can have all of our opinions, and then we'll do the final wrap up, and you guys will have plenty of time. And then at that point, I don't have to worry about editing the G Gundam podcast anymore, because I can instead focus on other things. Like bringing the podcast up to speed for Geek News as well as the podcast on the RSS feed. So I think if I remember correctly, the last time I uploaded anything, it was... Yeah, I want to say like we had just barely started the final round on the RSS feed, so...
I hate it when I got one ball belt.
And just in case people didn't hear the previous bit of rantings and all that, no, I will not be live watching. Somebody was asking if I would be streaming the Game Awards. No, I'm not. I have no intention. Honestly, guys, like, I've got to prep for a busy weekend, so if anything, I'm going to go to bed early. Just to make sure that I can do my job for the weekend. Because I've already had way too much stuff get in the way of that. And in fact, I'm actually working on some new ideas. This is one of the coolest things about having like a legit job now, Andrea. Is now I can flex my creative muscle again. Whereas, like, for a long time, I was just in, like, this creative slump. I couldn't come up with new ideas because I was so worried about whether or not my current ideas were working. And now that I don't have to worry about that, I've come up with so many cool ideas that maybe I'll do, maybe I won't.
Come on.
Wow, that was a green shell that was acting rather red shell-ish.
Jeez.
Can I take the swing?
Sure, go ahead.
I just want to see how the Joy-Cons feel. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this goes. There we go. Okay. Let's go get ourselves some extra health and... Okay, buy. I'm going to buy this. Yeah! Transform! Because that's how that goes. Okay. Ow, jeez. Ow. Hi, Kamek. There we go. Bowser Jr. I'm sure you will. There we go. Ah!
Oh, you barely got that one.
I'm sorry, the correct word you're looking for is you shouldn't have made that work. And yet, I did. BAM! Yeah, the Joy-Cons, I don't know, like, me personally, I'm liking them a lot more than the Wii Remote. These are way more responsive in my honest opinion. Damn it. Oh! I skinned it. You guys all saw it. I skinned it. Alright. Yeah, you're right. There's way too much chaos on the screen.
I know, that's like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh! It's almost worth your while just to take care of at least one of the Kameks.
Woohoo!
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, I thought I'd have to do another 3. Because 3's the magical number for Mario.
Let's go surfing on the star.
Yay! We have a Grand Star.
I'm a superstar.
No, that's Mario Party. Different thing. Different thing, Andrew.
Mario could be a superstar anytime.
And now I will go and feed the greater hole. Yay, more levels. Bam. We did, in fact, discover a new galaxy. Oh, sorry, give me a sec. Thanks to you and your friends, all the domes on the lower level are working again.
I like the
Once
smoker
the
one better.
engine room on the upper level has power, the whole observatory will be working. Then the Comet Observatory will fly as a starship once again. And you will be able to fly your special one into the center of the universe. I don't know why you would want to do that. Alright. Well, I hate to be a stick in the mud here, but unfortunately the stream is kind of preventing us from uploading that video, and I don't want to go to bed super late trying to get that up, because I want to get that uploaded so people can enjoy it. So as long as you don't mind, Andrea, I'm actually thinking, like, let's cut the stream now.
Okay.
So that I can go get that done.
Okay.
And that way I'm not going to bed super late.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, we still made a lot of progress. I made my case on Last of Us Part 2. You are free to disagree with it. You're free to agree with it. I don't care. It's completely up to you. But until then, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's been fun, nonetheless. And when we get back, or when I get back on Friday, hopefully, I will be doing some Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, or maybe even something else. I don't know. But also tune in on Saturday as we will be taking on the DLC for Doom Eternal with the Ancient Gods. Until then, have a good night. And we'll see you next time.